All right, here we go. La 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 la. Well, I hope you all are doing well today. Um, this is Papa Duke's the OG Social Network podcast. Podcast is sponsored by Protease 420. God bless you, Don, David Morris, Greg, and Brandon Myers of Myers Security, the Fertucci family of Green Spectrum CBD up there in Hopewell Junction. We picked up a new sponsor in Gordy's Goodies, and of course, New York City Cannabis Exchange out there in Queens. We love you so much. We'll be doing commercials for them over the course of this year. I just picked up a new contract, and you all are going to have some great content from us for New York City Cannabis Exchange. I'm currently waiting for Craig Zaffe to come on. He is the head of Hemp for Life Wellness, and just want to give him a little time. In the meantime, I can talk to you about some great things that are going on in our community. So as you can see here, yeah, baby, Elevate and Innovate, New York City Cannabis Licensee Success Summit is going to be live April 24th at Trends LIC in Long Island City. The address is 2725 44th Drive. You can get there by way of the NWR 7 train, E train, M train. You can get there, and all those buses. So we are currently right now, coming on, and I see. I don't know if he's here or not. Let's see if my guest came on, Craig, because he says he's here, but I don't see him. So give me 1 second. No, Craig. Oh my God. Wrong link. It's all good though. It's all good. Give me a second, guys. It's over here. So, we are check. All righty. Okay, so let's get back to that. So basically, we'll be hosting the Elevate and Innovate event, which will be at Trends. And the event is sponsored by Green Spectrum, Myers Security, New York City Cannabis Exchange, and of course, the main host is Protease 420. We want to be able to bring to you an exclusive reception, which will feature Protease 420 as a leading ERP system provider, offering cutting-edge business solutions for cannabis dispensaries and ancillary businesses. You will have a chance to connect with industry leaders, engage with our sponsors and partners, and again, valuable insights into operational successes in New York's regulated cannabis market. So just join us. It's from 4 to 7 on a Thursday, April 24th. And you'll be able to explore innovative products and services while building meaningful business relationships. We will, first hour, have a mocktail bar open to everyone with a meet and greet. Everyone come. The second hour will be a presentation. Our special guests will be Don Morris, Greg Myers, Dr. Shonda Messias, Dr. Maurice Henson of MetaRoots will also be a guest speaker, and of course, Stacy St. Louis, who is a part of Cannabis. So I just want to be able to get you all on. You're going to come by, check everything out. But right now, I have Craig Zaffe on. Is it that Craig Zaffe? Let's see. Hey, Craig, how you doing? Let's see if I can. Yeah, you're muted, by the way. I think you're muted. Let me see. There you go.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah. How do you pronounce your last name, Craig?
Zaffe, Zaffe.
Zaffe. Zaffe.
Zaffe.
It's good to see you. Stay nice and tight so your screen doesn't go. You have okay resolution about 720, but we'll be all right. And it's good that you made it on. I know that I had a couple of links all over the place, but I do StreamYard now, and it just helps us be on multiple streams. Again,
it's all good, my friend. Just happy to have a conversation about you and the most beneficial plant on the planet. So it's all good.
You know it. Again, thanks everyone for joining us today. It's a beautiful Wednesday, April 9th, very sunny and cold, crisp day. I am here with Craig Zaffe he's the CEO of Hemp for Life Wellness. And we're going to discuss his experiences in the last 20 plus years working with hemp and cannabis for health and wellness, for the health and wellness side of cannabis industry. I am very excited to say that the show is sponsored again by Proteus 420, Green Spectrum CBD, New York City Cannabis Exchange, Meyer Security, and of course, our new sponsor, Gordy's Goodies. Thank you, Craig. So what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm rocking and rolling, brother. 74. I feel like I'm 20, you know?
Yeah, that feels great.
Listen, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You know, I've been very busy. I just did a CBD seminar at a Happy Days dispensary yesterday. It went very well, educating everybody about the endocannabinoid system. And, you know, just trying to educate everybody about the most beneficial plant on the planet.
Where are you located?
I'm out in Long Island. I'm in Cold Spring Harbor on the North Shore, the other side of Huntington.
Mm-hmm.
I'm born and raised on Long Island, you know. I'm a organic landscaper by trade. I started the first organic landscaping business in New York State in 1973. So I've always been about the education. When you educate, you empower people to take charge of their lives, make, you know, good decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, taught to invest in our health, but I mean, actually, we're taught to invest in our wealth, but not in our health. So I think it's important that people invest in their health, so we don't turn to grandma and grandpa later on having a lot of inflammation, arthritis, and just, you know, being cranky because we don't feel good. So I think it's important that people, you know,
really... What got you into the health and wellness side of it? I know that the people that I've been talking to, you sent me. Oh, well, let me show you.
Yeah, we sent you the samples.
Yeah, man. Sent me the lovely OP6.
Yep. We have two formulas, warm and cold.
Warm and cold.
You know, the warm has hot chili oil in it, so it opens up your blood vessels, gets the blood flowing. So you get a better workout. And the cool breaks down the lactic acids that you build up in your muscles, so you have a faster recovery rate. So, I mean, it's not all for, you know, athletes, it's for everybody. Certainly, as you get older, we all become endocannabinoid deficient. That's where inflammation and pain starts. So it's all about restoring your endocannabinoid system. And, you know, most people, you know, getting high is the easy part, but most people don't realize when you partake with marijuana, what actually happens within our own body. And they don't know the whole history of cannabis. That is the first domesticated crop that, you know, our ancestors used for food and fiber, for seed, for spiritual growth.
Mm-hmm.
The country was founded on cannabis. George Washington first enactment as president. Every colonist had to grow hemp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we used it for making sails and rope. paper, or Declaration of Independence, was written on hemp paper.
That's right.
Henry Ford ran his Model T Ford on hemp oil. And up to 1937, it's the most prescribed medication. You could send away for a Sears Roebuck catalog and you get, cannabis tinctures. But in 1937, they passed, unfortunately, 2 o'clock in the morning, the Marijuana Tax Act, where they made it all illegal. And that was based on a few different things. Racism, because at the time, jazz singers were, smoking a lot of cannabis. A lot of white women were getting, started to partake. We had William Hearst had all the paper rights. So they wanted to get rid of the hemp paper. And then you had the synthetic pharmaceuticals coming on board.
Mm-hmm.
So that stopped using all the plant-based medicine, and all the funding for cannabis stopped. You could get, money to prove that was a gateway drug, but you couldn't get $1 to realize it was a gate-off drug. By using cannabis, you can stop using all the pharmaceuticals. So that all changed over the years. Once, the science became behind the plant in 1994, Israeli scientist Raphael Mechoulam discovered the endocannabinoid system and receptors that we have. And for people who don't know what the endocannabinoid system is, I mean, we all have it. All people, all animals have an endocannabinoid system that's made up of a couple of different parts. We make our own natural cannabinoids in our body. That's what endocannabinoid means. We have receptors in our body, a CB1 receptor in our brain, the nervous system. We have CB2 receptors in our blood, our skin, our organs. And we have enzymes that manufacture it and breaks it down. And the endocannabinoid system is in charge of the homeostasis balance of our internal health. So we have 12 body systems that have to be regulated. The endocannabinoid system is the traffic cop. It makes sure that all body systems are running smoothly. But as you get older, we become endocannabinoid deficient. So that's where the pain and inflammation disease start.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to turn to phytocannabinoids, which means that plants have natural cannabinoids. So the two primary sources are CBD from hemp.
I'm going to stop you. I want to stop you right there. You have a background noise. Is there something in the background that you're a fan or something?
No, there shouldn't be.
All right, no worries. Let's continue on. It might just be the stream itself, but go ahead. It's
All
not
right.
too loud.
So you have to turn to phytocannabinoids, which means that plants have natural cannabinoids. Two primary sources is CBD from hemp or THC from marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wants to get high, but
Mm-hmm.
tell everybody CBD is for everybody because it's all about restoring the balance in our body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that people realize you have to be smart when it comes to using cannabis. I've been smoking since '66. I've been growing. I've been growing. I've been growing full time since 87, 88.
Mm-hmm.
I'm compassionate grower. I help a lot of friends and family who have cancer and other health conditions. So when I was in college, I used to sell it to pay for my own head. But ever since I started growing it, I just give bags of weed away to friends and family. And it's a gift when you give them 100% organic cannabis. The smiles on their face, and the end result is when they start partaking, they feel so much better.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the market? About how New York State is handling it right now?
Well, it's been a long time coming. I mean, we still have to tweak the market, open up more townships. In Long Island, 90% of all the towns opted out for recreational marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a member of Long Island's Cannabis Coalition, which works with a lot of local politicians to educate them so they start opting in. I mean, I was just at Happy Days Dispensary, and they just wrote a check for $110,000 to help over 100 kids who have serious health issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about giving back to community, which is beautiful. So having more and more recreational dispensaries pop up, people know. I mean, for years we used to buy our weed. We didn't know where the weed came from. You don't know if it was on sprayed. By going to dispensaries, it's 100% organic. You have certificates of analysis, so you know exactly what you're putting in your body, which is very important since cannabis is a very important plant-based medicine. So I think it's important that they start opening up more townships that will allow more recreational marijuana because the tax revenue is incredible. I mean, in Farmingdale, we have 3 dispensaries, and they probably gave back the sales tax in the towns, $750,000 already this year.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How is the community out there right now? You do have how many dispensaries are out in Long Island?
We have 3, 4, including the Shinnecock Indian reservations. We probably have maybe only 9.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. All right. And I see a lot of a growth going on in the city, but not outside the outlining areas. We did pick up now we're up to almost 400 dispensaries in the state. And uh, do you see your hemp products branching out into cannabis dispensaries as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's you have to educate the dispensaries because they're mainly interested in selling THC.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a lot of, when I go to dispensaries, you look at the customers, the ranges from, the early 20s up to the 80s. So a lot of the older people who used to smoke back in the 60s and 70s, they find that the cannabis is a little bit too strong for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They have to, they certainly have a lot of health issues. So CBD is a good alternative to incorporating, in their lifestyle instead of just THC.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend they get more CBD-rich varieties in their cannabis, so it's not overwhelming. Because the higher percent of THC, the higher the anxiety rates go up.
Mm-hmm.
So CBD is a natural neutralizer for too much CBD because it nudges the THC off the CB1 receptor, so it lowers your anxiety, so you can just enjoy yourself.
Where do you for those consumers that are concerned, do you have like data, information that proves that your product can help?
Yeah, I mean, we have certificates of analysis on all our products, third-party analysis. Also, I send everybody to projectcbd.org, which is a non-for-profit scientific organization dedicated to educating people about cannabis and CBD. So whatever ailment you type in,
Mm-hmm.
from asthma, arthritis, high blood pressure, they'll bring up a scientific study.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, when you educate, you empower people to take charge of their own health. The main goal is get everybody off the pharmaceuticals, because you have nothing but side effects with the pharmaceuticals. Where cannabis, the only side effect is a sense of wellness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Think,
where do you find CBD helps the most? Is it more physical, more mental?
well, it's a 5-word mantra. It helps you relax. It helps you sleep. It helps you with the appetite. It helps you with negative thoughts, and is an overall health protector.
Mm-hmm.
So it can certainly have any type of inflammation, any type of pain. A CBD topical, you just apply basically,
Yeah.
on your elbows, your knee, your shoulders, and it's a good introduction for people who don't want to take tinctures or anything else. They're literally about putting something in their body, but a topical is a good introduction for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people.
Go ahead.
So a lot of people leery, what they put in their body. Certainly, a lot of people don't want to get, smoke, marijuana because they don't want to get intoxicated. But CBD is a good natural alternative to THC, because you still can get, you take a tincture, you still get a sense of wellness. Some people say, I feel stoned, but I say, no, this is your natural state. This is how you normally should feel. You just feel good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What I noticed you use menthol in one of them.
Actually, we have menthol in both.
Right.
The difference between the warm and the cool is the warm has capsaicin in it, so it has hot chili oil in it. So what that does is open up your blood vessels, get the blood more oxygen flowing, so you get a better workout or you just feel better. I mean, I was at Happy Days dispensary yesterday and brought out the samples. And a lot of the, bud tenders, they have a lot of sore hands. So they just applied a little dab on their hands, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? I don't feel that pain anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We like
Mm-hmm.
a pain-free life.
I think when we use these products, although they're great supplements to better living, because you also have to have a great diet, and exercise and and keep yourself in a positive state of mind through meditation and all that. A lot of people just rely on one or the other. Um, do
But
you?
most people are lazy. I mean, they don't want to get off the couch.
Mm,
Unfortunately, our culture, everything is oversized. So they're making worse decisions when it comes to what they put in their mouths, because people don't realize the correlation of the health of your gut and the health of your brain.
mm-hmm,
If you don't have good bacteria in your gut, you can lead to dementia and Alzheimer's. So people have to realize you got to give up your McDonald's. You don't drink soda. You stay away from the sugars. You use more plant-based foods, more
mm-hmm,
omega-3 rich foods, olive oil, hemp seed, flax seeds, certainly vegetables, because
mm-hmm,
stay away from all the fast foods, because the fast foods are going to kill you.
mm-hmm.
Soda should be banned. I mean, you pour, a can of soda on your car, it's going to take off the paint.
Yeah, yeah. You can literally use Coca-Cola to clean your pots, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how half the foods that are in our uh, grocery stores are accepted. Europeans come here and just see our society poisoning ourselves eating these processed foods.
And
I, I I stopped years ago, so I do have a sugar thing, but I don't buy packaged or processed.
right, and also people don't realize we have problem with microplastics in our bodies now.
Mm,
Not to mention Roundup. Roundup isn't everybody at this point,
mm-hmm,
because it's
mm-hmm.
spray Roundup. I'm an organic landscape. I use vinegar and kosher salt as a weed killer.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Roundup is in all our foods and all our bodies now. And
Mm.
again, it's big pharma and big agricultural companies that dominate the foods that we eat.
Do you think you have well? Do you see a future where we can reverse that? Like you know, like at least in American society, we do need to really work on our dietary needs. But as our industry is growing in New York State, uh, do you see a very high competitiveness between the big MSOs, ROs, and the smaller companies? I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
mm,
I mean, they got deep budgets. I
everybody
know
says that.
deep business. I don't have. Years ago, I had a couple years ago, I had bad partners. My partner stole $100,000. My other partner died. I ended up going bankrupt at 70.
Mm,
I believe in the plan, so I started over,
mm-hmm,
more capital, and it's hard to compete when you don't have a lot of money for marketing and everything else. But
mm-hmm.
I believe in the plant, and I just know that you have to walk the walk and talk the talk.
Understood. Well, you could definitely walk over to my event April 24th and talk the talk if you like. I'd love to have you at the Elevate and Innovate event that we're having. Sponsored by my it's hosted by my sponsor, Produce 420, and we're inviting small businesses to introduce their brands and services to new and current licensee holders, OCM licensee holders, um, and give them an idea of what opportunities they have in dealing with smaller businesses.
Right.
Uh, you know,
We're doing my partner's Reggie Grant, a former Jet player. So I work with a lot of former Jets. We just became the wellness provider for Retired Players Congress, which is made up 20,000 former NFL athletes. So
mm,
I work with a lot of former, jet players, athletes to help them get off their pharmaceuticals because being in that sport, your body gets beat up tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's an honor to be working with them, and also we're part of the Watkins Award, which is put on by the National African Association Athletes of America, and they have a award every year in Washington D.C. where they take the 5 top high school athletes, and it's not based just on their athletics; it's based on their scholastics and their volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
And it's beautiful. You go into the room, and I grew up with all the brothers and sisters, and you're with a room full of 400 brothers and sisters, and you see these young gentlemen. And they do a video first when they're like 6 years old with their first football, and then you see a video when they're in junior high, and then you see a video when they're in high school. They get up and talk, and it's just incredible how much they give back,
Mm-hmm.
through the church and the community, and it just,
Mm-hmm.
that should be front page news.
Well, we're going to make that front page news on the podcast. That's for sure. We definitely want to support communities, people, and communities like that. So, how can people find your product?
Well, they can go to op6cbd.com. That will bring you to Hemp for Life Wellness.
Mm-hmm.
Have brand ambassadors. A lot of former athletes are our brand ambassadors. We just brought on Nikita Dean, who's Nakobe Dean's mother. And Nakobe is, just won the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. And they just started a beautiful, foundation giving back. And it's just wonderful. I mean, it's just a pleasure dealing with the people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People who give back, because it's not about taking. It's about sharing the wealth, treating everybody with respect and value. And that's the beautiful part about being part of the cannabis industry, because the cannabis tribe is wonderful. I mean, we do have some bad apples, but we're all working for the same cause. It's all about educating everybody about the most beneficial plant on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize that there are over 25,000 uses to cannabis.
Oh God, I thought it was more than that.
Well, I'm sure every day they're figuring out. They're coming out with cannabis plastic now, because
Right.
plastic is everywhere.
Right.
Even, I mean, during the COVID days, everyone wore a face mask and they would just throw it down. And those fibers took, it would take maybe 5,000 years to break down. But a couple companies came out with hemp-based face masks. And they would break down within a matter of 5-6 years in an environment. Also, hemp clothing is coming back. A lot of companies, bringing back, hemp jeans. So I think, there's an opportunity, not everybody has to touch the plant. There's so many other auxiliary areas that you can get involved in cannabis.
Oh God, yeah. Well, when you look at my event that we're doing the 24th, we have a ERP systems dispensary processing facility and Green Spectrum security company. We've and another, several brands are coming to support us. So yeah, there's so many ways you can make money doing this. Legal, books, CPA,
Right,
everything.
You need cannabis lawyers, you need cannabis doctors, you need cannabis accountants, you need cannabis security. And plus, in some ways, you're better off not touching the plant, because you're not regulated like everybody who touches the plant. I mean, every plant needs a barcode at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That traces it from seed to the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And, not everybody's cut up to do that.
True. That's true. It's the same with that's what we want to introduce to the new card holders and people that just got their license. They have options to be able to enjoy that opportunity of opening up a retail dispensary, but they need to be realistic about, are they experienced in running a retail business, much less a cannabis retail business.
I mean, in the cannabis world, you need big gonads. because
Yes.
everything's stacked against you between the federal government, the banking laws, credit card processing, your write-offs, everything. Everything's against you. I mean, I've been closed down 4 times from different banks. I lost credit card processing for a number of years, where I would send people the product. I said, when you get the product, you send me a check
Mm-hmm.
to build a
Mm-hmm.
relationship. But every day, when you work for yourself and you're an entrepreneur in the cannabis world, every day there's another mountain that you have to climb.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the political lobbying though so far? Do you feel things are getting better or?
I think it's getting better, but it's slow. You have to have patience. You have to be part Chinese. I think you need patience in
Mm-hmm.
this industry because nothing happens overnight. The new kids, they don't realize how far we've come
Right. Right.
since the late '60s, '70s. What we all been through to
Mm-hmm.
get to this point.
Even
Yeah,
this, yeah, even the weed we smoked was better, I think.
it's funny. I have I've been growing since '88, so
Mm-hmm.
I bring in a High Times from 1976 that shows the trans market. So back in the '70s, we were paying $20 for an ounce, but that was pre-sensimilla. That's before they knew to separate the sexes. So we get stems, seeds,
Yep.
leaves, and a couple buds. And everything was land races. Everything either came from Mexico, Jamaica, Panama. And when
Mm-hmm.
all the hippies started to go over to Tibet and Pakistan, they brought back the indica varieties. And then they started to do, the
Mm-hmm.
breeding. Everything now, when you send away for, your seeds, everything is hybridized.
Well, I just want to say uh, we have to continue this conversation and discuss more about what we can do to help the small businessman and woman conquer this great industry that's about to blow up in the next few years. I thank you for coming on today. And
Yeah.
again, how can people contact you?
Well, they can go to my website, ob6cbd.com.
Mm-hmm.
My Instagram is Craig Zaffe 92. And again, it's, I love, sharing my knowledge, educating people, giving them the right tools to empower themselves and take charge of their health. Because, like I said, if you don't have any health, you have nothing. And cannabis is such a beneficial plant. Not only do you heal yourself, you heal the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
We both
Yes.
need, we all need healing, and our planet certainly needs a lot of healing because, I feel sorry for the little ones. We're in dire straits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Concentrate. And now with the new president, it's horrific what's going on in this every day in this world.
Yeah, that's a totally other conversation. I am right now, I can only focus on what I can control. That's what I've been telling everybody. Just focus on what you can control. Stay on top of your politicians, your representatives, and uh, just could continue to keep doing you. Uh, and hopefully, when the next administration comes in, we'll definitely, have the leadership needed to start making things better. Because that's another conversation, Craig. I can't talk about.
I mean, for us, it's all, you have to treat everybody with respect, and everybody has value.
Yeah,
And you don't want to add to the madness.
right.
So whoever you meet, you leave them with a smile. You
Definitely.
make them feel good because everybody's important. Everybody has value. And that's the beautiful thing about cannabis because cannabis is about sharing.
Hmm.
I mean, when you drink, you keep your drink to yourself. When you partake in cannabis, you're always sharing it with somebody.
Yeah, we are, aren't we? Aren't we? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's beautiful. I mean, I wish more and more people, partook in cannabis. A lot of people are nervous. I said, listen, less is more. Just, be smart about when you partake. You don't do your business out in the street. You do it home.
That's
You,
true.
you make
Yeah.
sure, if you have edibles in the house, you treat it like a loaded gun. This way,
Hmm.
you don't want your 2-year-old, 3-year-old to make a mistake and think it's, a piece of candy.
Hmm.
Or they're ingesting it, and next you got to go to the hospital. So we have to be smart. We have to elevate the plant. We can't be stoners anymore.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we have to be very responsible. Very responsible. I appreciate you, Craig. I'm definitely going to reach out to you again soon. Continue this conversation. I
And
hope to see you
yeah,
April 24th.
where exactly is it in the city?
Yeah, it's going to be in Long Island City at Trends Dispensary, Trends Long Island City and Dispensary. I'll send you the information. We are going to. We were very fortunate enough to have the Carter brothers, rent the space out to us. It's a very nice space, and just come on down and introduce yourself, and
I'll make it a point.
I'll send you the link and everything.
Nothing happens if you stay home on the couch.
Nothing happens.
You have to be out there. And it's funny. Years ago, I live a agrarian lifestyle. I get up at 5 in the morning. I go to bed with the sun. Cannabis, everything happens at night. And all of a sudden, I have a friend of mine who says, "Listen, you really want to network? You have to go into the city."
Yeah, man.
I said, "I haven't been in the city in 30 years." And all of a sudden, I joined. I'm going blank on the cannabis networking group.
Nigra?
No, it was. Oh God, I just smoked before I got on.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's the best part.
I started going to the city all the time.
Right.
I believe you at 5 in the morning and go, join everybody. I started going to the Happy Monkey, which was an incredible experience with that and Ramon.
Right.
Being part of all that. And I mean, listen, again, you have to get off the couch. You have to, get out there and have that conversation, because one conversation like we're having can change your whole life.
Yep. You know it, baby. All right. Craig, thank you so much. We'll be talking to you soon. And
start using OP6 CBD and let me know what you think.
I'm going to send it to my mom. I want her to try it. She definitely needs it. And we're going to get back to you within 30 days, let you know how everything worked out.
Beautiful. I appreciate you very much. I thank everybody for listening to me, and also how wonderful that you're doing what you're doing.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm doing it because of you all. That's why. So it's
and
one hand, the other.
And you're old school.
Yeah, big time. Big time, baby.
You mentioned that, in your past lives when, you moved a lot of weed, you're always a gentleman about it.
Oh, we try, man. I know I was very good at it back in the day. So God bless you, brother.
Look forward to having more conversations, and let's keep on doing what we're doing. Just adding to people's lives.
Yes, definitely, my friend. We'll talk soon.
Listen, it's only the beginning.
Oh, definitely. Only the beginning. We just started, my man. Everybody's going to hear from you again soon. I'll talk to you later.
I appreciate you very much.
God bless you. All righty. So that was Craig Zaffe. He is the CEO of Hemp for Life Wellness. OG has been around. As you heard, he's been selling since 1966, been growing since 1988. He is like me, I guess we're starting our second life. We want to make sure that people are educated about the plant and how to use it properly and know what they're consuming. So I got to tell you again, we look forward to seeing you all soon at our event, April 24th, Elevate Innovate. It is the New York City Cannabis Licensee Summit that we're hosting. We want to be able to introduce licensee card holders to ancillary businesses and retail businesses and brands that are in the cannabis industry. So remember the tickets, just go to ogsocialnetwork.com and the link you'll find Elevate and Innovate, take you right to register with us, takes you right to the ticketing system at Event High, on Event High, and you will be able to come and enjoy a special day with us. We have special discounted links, all social media that follow me and follow the OG Social Network podcast will receive a special discount promo link shortly. Again, thank you all so much for attending this excellent event. That this podcast I love doing. I enjoy being with you all, and I just want to show you some love. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Proteus 420. Thank you, David, Don Morris, by Green Spectrum and the Fertucci family, by New York City Cannabis Exchange, Mimi and Harry. Thank you so much. And also by Greg and Brandon Myers of Myers Security, and our new sponsor, Gordon Weinstein of Gordy's Goodies. He is an edible maker on par, wants to come into New York City, New York State cannabis industry, and I'm definitely going to help him because his edibles are amazing. God bless you all. Remember, love each other, be patient, be at peace, relax, relate, and release. And I will see you soon. Have a blessed day.